And we are live. Hey, Bachi. Hi, Patch.
I bought you a batch.
I just figured I'd go on here. Mark didn't feel like coming up tonight and being on.
That's understandable.
Oh, yeah. It's been really, really stressful.
I would believe it. Been there, done that.
Especially when it's unexpected.
Mhm.
You know, nobody even thought this was going to happen.
Right.
So I figured I'd come on and just give everybody an update that Mark's dad did pass away Wednesday night while Mark was on the road. And I had to tell him, which wasn't an easy thing to do. But, and we buried him today.
Oh,
So I figured I'd come on and update everybody.
did not have calling hours or anything?
Yeah, 1 hour before, and then straight to the, and then a little service at the funeral home, and straight over to the burial grounds where he was buried.
Okay. Okay. I asked Kaylee to let me know what was going on, and
Oh, she didn't let you know?
no,
I'm sorry. She was a nervous wreck too.
I believe it. I
Yeah,
just, like I said, I just,
yeah, that's her only grandpa,
yeah.
or was her own, because mine died before Kaylee was even born. My dad, but kids held up pretty well
That's good.
until the
Sorry.
end.
Well, yeah.
It was Bo, then Kaylee.
Eh,
Then everybody lost it. So, but we're doing all right. He just is unwinding, trying to take a nap. Neither one of us could sleep last night. Hi, Sammy.
Hi, Sammy. I seen Ben come in. Hi, Ben. Hi, Breezy. Crystalline, how you doing? So, well, I'm sorry I wasn't there. I didn't know anything about it.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't know until Friday. Friday is when she found out. Well, no, it was no Thursday afternoon. Take
Yeah.
that back. Thursday afternoon.
So that was a pretty quick service and stuff then.
Yeah, it was real short. About 20-minute service, 20-25 minutes.
I mean, he passed away Wednesday and they buried him Saturday. I mean,
Yeah, that's
that's about
fast.
it was about a week for my dad. So
Right. Hey, Uncle Steve. We're doing all right. Yeah, we know you're pretty bummed, but everything went well.
hey, Daryl.
Hey, Breezy. Hey, Ben. Hi, Crystal Lynn. Hi, two ATVs for life for Daryl. Or is it Delisa?
It's one of them.
The party can start now. Okay. Well, you can come up on panel if you want, Daryl. Uncle Steve, yes, it was a really good service. The guy did really well. He's known your brother for a long time. The pastor that was there, that Randy. Oh. But so what's everybody up to? Anything?
I took a day to chill today. Uh, I went to breakfast. It was 9 degrees, and I decided it wasn't worth heating the garage up, trying to heat the garage up to work out there. So I did stuff here in the house, inside the house.
Yeah, Steve, Kim is okay, as well as expected. I think it really hit her at the end when they played the music at the calling hours, right after the service. Crystal tell Mater, hi. Hey, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
Yeah, Mark just didn't feel like coming on the live stream, so
I can. That's 100% understandable.
he's unwinding.
Yep.
But yeah, Ed, how's your oil burner doing?
It's coming along. Um,
Does that mean you're going to
yeah,
show Mark how to make one next?
yeah, definitely. Especially if it works the way I have it envisioned in my mind, but sometimes my mind plays tricks on me.
Oh,
Uh,
jeez.
yeah, definitely build him one. Uh, just we will not use as heavy of materials as I've been using.
Why are they kind of overkill?
Yeah. I have no fear of anybody picking this thing up and walking off with it.
Oh, that
It's all I
heavy.
can do. It's all I can do to move it around by myself. I can't even pick it up off the ground.
Now, is it going back where your old wood burner went?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
It'll be tucked back in there. Planning on putting some. I was gonna just sit it on some block, but I think I'm gonna make legs for it to sit it, on, and it'll be actually back a little further towards the wall. So give me a couple extra spare feet of room to store junk.
Right. Okay,
So
who are you talking about? I missed that. Daryl, what are you talking about?
Daryl, Mark's dad passed away. That's who we're talking about.
Is that what he's asking? I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. I'm assuming that's what he's asking. Who we're talking about?
But
And I've had some people say that it'll never get the oil won't burn hot enough to get it warm enough to put heat out. I've been researching this thing for 3 years, wanting to build one. I got the idea for this from the guys who build used oil forges. If they can bring steel up to the almost melting point, I think I can get heat off of it.
well, yeah, I mean,
You know,
you see a lot of
St-
other people doing it, and they're heating big garages.
right? I mean, well, as thick a material as I'm using, they say it'll never heat up, and it'll take too long to get it heated up to put out heat.
Mm,
Um, it's all a matter of air fuel ratio. Um, Look at your torpedo heaters. They use a fan to induct air, and they use a mist of fuel. And I know diesel fuel will burn hotter than used motor oil, but still, you put enough fuel in it, enough air in it, it will burn hot. So,
yeah, you can melt iron with waste oil.
yep. So, Um, Probably do initially light it, Brandon. Yes, I will have to thin it down to get the oil burning because I'm using um, uh, either it's a synthetic blend oil is what I have access to. Well, synthetic blend and full synthetic. That doesn't like to burn at cool temperatures. It has to be really hot for that to burn. So yes, I'll probably be starting it on a mixture of diesel fuel oil or possibly straight diesel fuel and getting it hot, and then and adding the synthetic oils to it. Hey Ken, how you doing? Thomas, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Ken. Hi, Thomas.
So yeah, I need to order a valve to control the oil. Um, I know what I want. I found them online. I'm just going back and forth between what size I want. Original plan was a 1/4 inch valve. I think I'm going to bump it up to a 3/8, just for the volume in case I need more volume. So I need to order that and one other little part for the oil tank itself. So, but I've got most everything else.
So, how much longer you think before you can try it out? Not this year.
Oh yeah, it'll be this year. I'm hoping if things go according to somewhat plan, which sometimes they don't. Hoping for next weekend to be able to try to fire it off.
So you're pretty far on it then. I haven't got to see your last video.
Yeah, I actually got the burn pot made and the air induction tube. Um, that's all made. I just need to cut the door in it to get access to light it and to clean the burn pot out, weld the bottom on, and then run the. Well, after I get the bottom and stuff on, I didn't weld the air induction tube in place until I get the burn pot in there, so I get everything centered and get it, the height off the bottom of the burner that I want and stuff. Then I'll weld it in place, and then cut a hole in the top for the chimney, and we can fire it off.
Okay. Well, that ain't very much left to do compared to what you've already been doing.
Yeah.
Ready to set his cub on fire. Still flooding.
Brandon, has that been converted from the magneto system to a 12-bolt coil system? Because if it still has the magneto and stuff on it for the mag system, those can be 180 degrees out, and they can also be bad. So, hi, Delisa. And Thomas says your ice cream's at the store.
Yeah, I just heard that. I was trying to look on the YouTube side, but it's running so slow.
Right.
Hi, Delisa. This is still magneto.
Yeah. Check your timing on your magneto, Brandon, and and also make sure the magneto's still good. Do the test on the magneto to make sure all the contacts and everything in it are all still good. I've worked on them before to where sometimes they'll work at a low RPM, but then once you get it up to cranking speed, it don't have enough to charge it and fire. So.
It's a start joke. Sounds like something's stuck in the
Yeah, it still
carb.
sounds like there's something stuck in the carb. Then if it's flooding out the carb,
Yeah,
um,
we've had that happen many a times.
yeah. Uh, Brandon, try filling the bowl, shutting the fuel supply off, and then
And starting it.
starting it, and if it'll start and run off what's in the bowl, and you uh, turn the fuel on, just crack it on, it might still be in that carburetor. Hey Kevin, how you doing? No, Kevin, it's a International Cub Cadet, the one of the farm tractor style. I think it's an A or a B or something like that.
Yeah, but even though he disinstalled the brand new carb, it still can have something wrong with it.
Yeah. God, it's hard trying to go through my mind and try to diagnose it. Um, it's been so long since I've actually worked on one of those carburetors. Trying to jog my memory of that's that's an updraft carburetor. Make sure your intake gaskets and everything are all good on the upstream between the carburetor and the engine, Brandon. You might not be pulling enough vacuum. It might be pulling just enough to pull the fuel up into those updrafts, and then it's not enough to get it into the engine, and it's letting it run back down into the carb.
Thomas, Mark's in his recliner, like kind of half asleep, just trying to relax and unwind after today. Right, Daryl? That float can still be sticking.
Yep. Yep. But like I said, if I remember correctly on those Cubs, those are updrafts, and if you do have an air leak, it won't pull enough vacuum.
Right.
Yeah. Well, even check it where it goes up into the engine too, Brandon. Uh, uh, correct me if I'm wrong on my memory. Those are an intake and exhaust manifold made into one. You might have a crack or something on the back side of that manifold that you're not seeing. So I know you don't have a smoke machine, but you can use a mirror and stuff and try to inspect it a little bit. If your muffler got cherry red, it's either got a carbon buildup in it or it's running rich. Rich or lean? Lean. Running lean. Sorry. Hey, Jeff.
How you doing, Jeff? I have a smoke machine somewhere.
Oh, if you got a smoke machine, Brandon, you can try plugging off the exhaust and pump some smoke through it. See if it puffs out anywhere. That'd be the easiest way to tell. And like I said, if I do remember correctly, those are cast iron intake and exhaust manifold made into one. Not so much on the Cub Cadets, but I've seen them on some of the other ones. They'll develop a crack because of the heat and expansion and contraction, and you can't really see it with a naked
Mhm.
eye, but it's enough that it doesn't let it pull a vacuum. You got 121 and a half hours on the plow yesterday. That's a long day.
That is a long day.
121 hours in one day.
I wouldn't want to be on 121 hours. Oh, 12 hours, 12 and a half hours.
Oh,
121 hours, that's a long, way over a day.
see, I thought he was going to say it was 21 and a half hours is what I was going to guess, not 12. 12 and a half, that's only a half a day, Jeff. Come on. Act like you're older or something or retired. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dogs what? Dogs being a pain in the butt?
Do what? Food is here and not sharing with Bocce.
Well, unless it's a salad, Thomas, you don't have to worry about her wanting your food. Most definitely, Jeff. Better than zero. Hi, Demo Don. What's
How you
happening?
doing, Don?
So,
Yeah. So let's see. I've missed a lot. Brandon just keeps. Yeah, there it is.
well, that's what we're here for. We're here to help people. So
Yeah.
that's one thing great about this community. Nobody's stuck up enough that they won't help somebody else.
That is true. That is very true.
And I did take a nap today, so I am going to be able to stay up for Brandon's live stream tonight.
Total hour for the machine. Some of us can't be helped.
Homemade lasagna.
Yeah, that sounds good. We went to lunch. We went over to Class of 57 afterwards today.
I've had 3 people now tell me I should make some lasagna. I don't know if I should make lasagna or just buy a lasagna and put it in the oven.
Oh, don't buy it. That's oh yeah.
I just haven't been in the mood to actually like cook a big meal from scratch.
True.
All my stuff lately has been either something quick I can throw together and cook, or leftovers. Well, bring it on up, Bocce.
Yeah.
It was 9 degrees here this morning, Bocce, and I think it's like 33 or 34 right now. And it's going to get warmer overnight.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. How you doing?
Oh, I was tired last night.
Oh, I bet.
But it was nice to get out there and do that again.
You was all bundled up, wasn't you?
No, I was dressed pretty much like this.
I froze today.
Did you?
It was cold here.
Oh, I got
It was
cold
like-
when I got out of the truck. I got out of the truck and I was talking to the idiot behind me. When I got
It
back
was,
in the truck, I turned the heat on high for about 5 minutes.
heck yeah, it was like 16 here this morning.
Oh my!
It when I went I went down to the restaurant this morning for breakfast. When I went in, it was 11 degrees. When I come back out, it was 9.
Oh,
Hey, Wing.
I know it was cold standing out there.
Oh yeah. Hey Wayne, how you doing?
Hi, Wayne.
And I've got a major disappointment. The farm market closed up for the winter.
Oh,
Oh no.
Well, the last I talked to her, she said they was going to stay open at the one store. And like the day after Christmas, they ain't been open since.
oh, geez.
Well, maybe they ran out of farms to sell.
Well, it kind of sucks because I can't get no more eggs. I can't. I could go right to the dairy farm for the milk, but I can't get no more bacon or anything like that now.
It sounds
Not
like you
until
need to buy a
spring.
cow and a chicken.
I need a lot more than a cow and a chicken.
Or a pig. Pig
Yeah,
for the bacon.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think they'd be closed because they had that freezer was packed the last time I was there, and they had so many things of bread and all that stuff.
Maybe it's something to do with the 19 going around.
No, they ain't closing for that.
How much snow did you get?
A whopping, let's see, about 4 inches maybe.
That's it?
Yeah,
Now you supposed to get more or not?
I guess it's supposed to be all freezing rain tomorrow or some shit.
Ooh. That don't sound good.
No, I don't care for that because that's gonna be really tough to walk on.
Hi, DC.
Hi, DC. Well, I watch a guy out of Washington State. It's Waylon Wire's Old Iron.
Yeah,
He got 2 foot overnight.
2 foot.
2 foot.
Holy crap.
He's up in the mountains.
yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, he showed that why he hasn't been putting videos out. His driveway is I think like 3/4 of a mile long or something like that.
Oh boy.
And he's got a big Kubota tractor with a big snowblower on the back that he clears his driveway with. He was showing it was as high as his snowblower.
See that? Even Thomas got a lot more snow than we
Yeah,
did.
Thomas said 10 inches.
Yeah, Ken had a stream on yesterday about 8 inches and going. It's like, what happened to us?
We got more or less, what, about an inch, maybe 2
up here,
at the most.
Down there, yeah. Up here where I'm at, I had maybe 1/4 to a 1/2 inch.
Wow.
It was just enough to cover the ground where you couldn't see the ground.
Our grass is still sticking out, so it's just, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Thomas, you say 10 inches. Is that a man's 10 inches or a woman's 10 inches?
Okay,
Just saying.
wait a minute here.
Just saying.
Oh, jeez.
Hi, Scott. How are you doing?
Yeah, I was listening to the idiot behind me. I had to lead him down there because he didn't know where we were going. It's like, dude, man, you've been up and down this road a zillion times, just like I have. Well, I have no idea where I'm going, so we went down there.
Wow.
Then I was glad I forgot my phone at home, which kind of disappointed me. But this truck don't have no radio, so I didn't have to listen to nothing all night. But every time I got in the truck, he would open a window and start going on about, they told me they had weight in this truck. This truck don't have no weights and stuff. Finally, we got all done. And this kid that used to work for us, he was running the roll-off. He was the lead truck. And poor old 16, the body's all rotten on it. It's got big holes in it like this and stuff now. He's standing there looking, and Roy starts going on about no weight in the truck, and he's fine. Nick says, "There's no weight in that truck." No, there's no weight in it. I'm lucky I didn't get stuck. This and that. He said, well, I don't know. I'll bet you there's. I'll bet you there's 4 mafia blocks in it right now. No, there's no weight in it. He's just Roy. I'm staying here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 blocks in that truck. I can see from right here. Oh, I couldn't feel. I didn't know there was anything in there. I couldn't feel it. It's like, yeah, come on.
Sounds like some guys at work last winter. The one guy kept complaining about his tires, and these tires are no good. These tires are no good. They're junk. They won't push no snow. We had a guy that worked there for 30 plus years. Looked right at him and said, "It's the same tires that's on my truck, and it's the same truck as mine. I have no problem pushing snow. It must be the driver."
Yeah.
The guy didn't like that answer very well.
Daryl, Virginia, they always shut it down, no matter how much snow they get.
Yeah, them southern people don't know how to deal with it.
Oh no, I know, because I mean, it was just when we lived down there, just a little bit. Oh no, there's snow coming. You'd go to the grocery store and there'd be no bread, no nothing. Everything's wiped out because they won't even leave their houses.
I had a friend years back that he was born and raised on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. He was in his mid-20s when he moved up this way, and it snowed the first time. He lost his mind.
Hi, Gary. How are you doing?
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Gary. Well, this idiot Roy, he kept going on about, I plowed for this guy for 14 years. I plowed for this town for 15 years. It's like, dude, you've been out here as long as I have, almost. And I don't know for how many years he's been going on about, I'm buying me one of them big Oshkosh trucks from up by Buffalo this winter, this and that. It's like, yeah, what are you going to do with it? Sit there and look at it?
Yep.
Gee.
I'm just wondering if I'm going to have to get my snowplow tractor out this year.
Don't jinx us, Ed. Don't.
I did that. Well, I took the carburetor off and cleaned it all up and put it all back on and got it all, ready to go and everything.
Huh. I don't have my snowblower tractor this year. Kind of wish I did still. Somebody got smacked me in the head for selling that.
Yeah.
Daryl,
Probably somebody a lot bigger than me.
Daryl, I thought you and Delisa were going to start going on Friday nights. We waited to see if you guys were doing a live last night and never seen it.
They put me in a different truck this year. That was the only bummer.
For the good or for the bad, Jeff?
Well, I didn't mind it. It was one of them. It was a glider truck, a CL. They built it as a tractor. It had the old Mack rears in it. And with the 3 blocks I had, it did good. It just took getting used to it because I was used to the old Armada where you could sit there and see both ends of the plow. The stupid CL, it's like you got to air the seat up and sit there and look driving like this to see where the plow is on this side.
Well, if you wouldn't be doing the homie lean, you could see that plow,
Well, I can't do the homie lean. There ain't enough room there for the homie lean.
Mark said that looks like Bo in the truck. He's doing that. He's got his seat all the way down. He said, "No, you see
sure?
his head sticking up."
Are you sure it's all the way down with Bo?
You always see the little head sticking over the wheel.
Yeah, over the wheel.
He's only 3 foot nothing. Maybe we need to get him a couple phone books.
I know old number 12, all the years I ran that, I never I never had air in the seat in that.
Daryl, I hope you get it under control again. Ed, she sent you the
Oh
recipe.
no.
Okay, I don't have my phone with me, so
Oh no, you got to be lost. You don't have your phone?
yeah, it's in the other room. Too many people private message me while I'm on live streams.
Is
Yeah.
that why you're always looking down?
Well, no, actually, my camera is up high. I need to lower it down a little bit, but my computer's off to my left a little bit. So
Yeah, it always looks like you're looking down, not
I'm
out.
reading.
You need to put something there, make you a little box or something to sit you got your laptop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sit it up higher so that way it's more face level for you.
Well, I need to make my camera adjustable. It's sitting on a spike right now. It's too high. It wasn't made for this. So
Can you attach it to the top of your computer while it's open?
yeah, but then it like points down at my chin, so you're looking up my nose.
Oh, geez.
That's where mine
That's
is.
what I
I sit on
You're
top
gonna
of-
have to raise your laptop up. Make
Yeah,
it a
mine
little
is-
cool.
What
mine
I
is
need to
sitting
do?
on top of the screen here.
What I need to do is just get my other monitor for my laptop and put it back up behind my camera, so I'm looking at the camera and reading the monitor.
Yeah.
So I want to know where the host of his streams right now. Don't tell me he's sleeping.
No, he was in the recliner, covered up, and just relaxing, trying to unwind.
Playing Red Redemption.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Or whatever that new
I
one
hear-
he has is.
I hear the TV playing. I tried to
You
get
should-
him to come up just to kind of unrelax, just to relax and have
Oh,
regular
it couldn't
conversation.
have been that hard today.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. It was really hard.
What happened? He went out to shovel the driveway and the shovel wouldn't start.
No, his dad passed away. They buried him.
Oh.
And
yeah,
it was
that's
like-
right. I seen that.
Yeah, it was unexpected.
But I have that same problem, so I started making notes, and I can't
Hey,
remember where I
Kate.
put. I can't remember where I put the notes. Hey, Cajun.
You can't remember where you put the notes. I thought I was the only one that did that.
Well, a funny thing about the notes
I
is
do too.
I have notes all over my desk at work, and most of them are chicken scratch, but I know what they are. My boss walked in the other day and it's like looking around. I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "You need to clean your desk off." I'm like,
No,
I
that's
clean
not
my
a good idea.
if I clean my desk off,
You ain't gonna know
half
where
the stuff
nothing is.
won't get done."
I put everything in a safe place, but if you ask me to go get it, forget it. If it's been a while, because then I'm looking in every drawer.
Well, so that's me. I got the hardware company we used, JB Fleet Industrial.
Uh-huh.
Every time he comes in, he drops me off like 4 or 6 nice little notepads. I bet you I got 8 or 10 of them things scattered around my desk with chicken scratching on like the first 4 pages, and
But I
Good
did
Lord.
get something today. Mark did. We went to the gun store today.
Yeah, what'd you get? Anything good?
He ordered me the laser for my gun
Oh,
that's cool.
and a
yeah, I
new
got
purse
about
and a
I
new
got about
concealed.
5 pads with stuff on both pages, and most of it I can't even remember what it is now.
Well, how you doing, Miss Sandy? Ed? Jeff?
I'm good. Hi,
Bree?
Stephen. How are
How's
you?
things down south?
Let me check the temperature.
It isn't
No,
snowing,
don't
is
even
it?
go there. Don't
No,
even
it's
go there.
Hey, quit
Raining.
swearing.
that's raining.
I'd rather have rain than snow.
Yeah.
Hey, quit swearing again. That 4-letter filth.
All right. Hello, everybody in chat. How y'all are? What's going on? Didn't have a chance to say hi to everybody because they got a lot of people in here.
Oh, geez.
Miss Maggie was a bad girl today.
Why?
What'd she do?
She caught something.
What did she catch?
A skunk.
No. I'll give you. I'll show you. I'll give you. I bet you can guess. I let her loose today, and she
Caught the
did. And she
neighbor's
caught
cat.
something. No. Bambi burger,
Oh,
deer heart, deer liver.
nice.
She caught it, dear.
Yep. Went out in the backyard and it came across the back, came across, and her hunter instincts got the better of her, and she tackled it. Didn't you, Miss
Aw.
Maggie?
I guess it was a little baby.
It was no, it was. I'm being sarcastic. There was no baby about it. It was a full size buck. It was a 12-point buck.
Well, did you keep the horns?
Yeah, they're out in the yard.
Yeah.
She tackled it. She went after that thing like a vengeance. She's on the ground wrestling with a damn 12-point buck and jumped in my backyard on my turf.
Wow.
I called the cops and I said, yeah. He said, well, what do you want me to do? Hey, I'll shoot it if you let me, but I can't shoot. I'm not going to shoot off in the town without a cop standing there. He said, go ahead. Took my gun, shot the deer, and he said, we'll send some guys down to come and get the deer. I says, what are you talking about? He says, I pulled out my knife, flipped it out in front of him. He said, what are you doing? I said, I see dinner. You ain't dead. He looked at me, he says to me, I could actually confiscate that deer. I said, you could try. But I said, if you want some, I'll give you some. I cut him off a big hunk of the thigh and handed it to him. I said, there you go. And he looked at me, he says, I'm in a cop car, dude. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Put it in the damn trunk. It ain't gonna hurt the damn thing. It ain't gonna. It's 6 degrees out there. It ain't gonna. He says. Seriously, I think I gave him about 3 pounds of the back quarter. I says, there you go. Take it home with you. He took it.
You're all hard, ain't you?
That's
Wow.
right.
I still can't believe
Maggie.
Maggie took down a 12-point buck.
Tell you what, this dog has got is 80 pounds of pure muscle.
You wouldn't think she would just go, well, I came onto her yard, so of course she's going to go after it.
Oh, hey, I was walking her, just
Oh, there we go. There's all
and that
about
dog-
35 pounds. She can't bring one down, but she can outrun them. She ain't afraid to give him a good chase, and she'll catch him.
That dog. I was walking her. She's sitting there doing her morning squat and then going to the bathroom, and she saw that deer, and her squatting was over. Zoom! She pulled her. She started dragging me. I just let her go. I'm not going to sit there and try and hold her back from a deer. Why would I? Free dinner. She had that thing on the ground, and that thing's squirming all over the place, and she's sitting there chomping on it, and I called the cops. Cops came down there, and she's still chomping on it. And that thing's trying to get loose. He said, what do you want me to do?
Hey.
Just let me. So I did. I shot it.
Wow.
What's funny is when I shot it, the cop car was out front in front of the house, and 20 minutes, and all of a sudden someone called and said there was a gunshot in the neighborhood. It's like,
I didn't hear nothing.
Maybe they thought the cop was shooting you.
no, I don't know what they're thinking. But all of a sudden, about the county sheriff comes flying down the street like a Mario Andretti with siren and everything coming down.
Wow.
He stopped
stuff.
him and he says, I thought it was good.
So you said you guys are getting nothing but rain, Cajun?
I didn't see a temperature. It just showed the umbrella and rain from what the temperature is supposed to be on the laptop.
But
It's
that's
not cold outside, terribly cold. No.
I don't even
That's
know
what
what
we're
our
got.
temperature is now.
when I looked earlier, it was 33 degrees, something like that. It's
Yeah.
going to go up into the 40, almost 40 overnight.
Oh, well,
Turn to
heck, our
rain.
snow's going to be gone.
Rain all day tomorrow, and then back down into the 20s overnight, teens for Monday.
Yeah, I got
Snow-
27 degrees here.
Is it going to be snowing all next week then? No?
From what I looked at the end of last week, it's supposed to be cool, but no snow Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I'm sending 2 of our plow trucks out to have work done on them. The one's getting springs put on, leaf springs put on it, and the other one's getting the exhaust manifolds replaced.
Oh, Ed, Mark's looking for a go-kart. It don't even have to be running or nothing.
All right, I'll keep my eyes open.
Yeah. And he'll go on and, it don't even have to have a motor or nothing.
Right.
He's thinking about making something for the grandkids. Little one to ride around.
Well, if he wants to do that, it'd probably be better if we just build it from the ground up.
Don't let him kid you. He don't want to build it for the kids. He wants to build it for himself. He ain't kidding nobody. No, he ain't kidding nobody. He wants it for himself. No,
No, the grandkids, he always does stuff for the grandkids.
yeah. He wants to build it so he can have fun with them too. Yeah, we know.
His little 8-year-old, he's wrapped around, Grandpa is wrapped around his finger. He does everything for him.
Yep.
Yes, Ed, that's his little baby.
Yes, it is.
Hey, Ed, them trucks you guys got out there at college, are they new ones or are they older ones?
Most of our plow trucks are like 06.
Oh, so they don't have all that stupid electronic bullshit on them, huh?
They've got they're fuel injected and everything. I mean, they're not the
No, I
old
mean, as
carbureted.
far as the plow stuff, you got just like the standard, like Western unit mounts and stuff.
They're Blizzard snow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they've got some electronics on them and stuff. Yes.
Yeah, I know this guy. He's got the one Western Star. He's got a brand new power angle plow on it. It's all, it's got like the old style electric pump, but it's all goes through this computer set up to a whole bunch of electronic shit on it. That doesn't work. It's a brand new plow. It's first time out, or the second time out.
Our newest Blizzard, which is the last year they made them, has electronics on it, but we haven't had any problems with it. Now we do have 3 vent tractors. 2 of them have salt spreaders on them.
Yeah.
And Friday morning they went out to spread a little bit of salt because there was dusting of snow on the ground, and the one person brought it back and it wasn't spinning. Here it was a piece of limestone, about the size of my thumb there.
Yeah.
They got it wedged and kept throwing it into emergency mode. They're really nice spreaders. They're drop spreaders, but there's no way to access that auger without tearing the thing completely apart.
No. So Ed, is your college that you work for like they're around here? It's like a buddy of mine works for Elmira College, and they use purple rock salt because that's their school colors, and they ran out the distributor ran out purple rock salt, and he said, I got a 27-inch snowstorm coming. Send me whatever the hell you got, and he did. They didn't have no more purple, so they sent him like 8 pallets of just plain Jane rock salt. Oh my God! The next day, the snow came and he put the rock salt down, and they fired him because he put regular rock salt down. Tried telling him
Right.
we couldn't get our regular.
We did
That's
get
crazy.
some purple rock salt, or not rock salt, it's ice melt.
Yeah.
1 year, and housekeeping requested that we do not get it again.
I bet it goes all over the floors, don't it?
It tracks into the buildings,
Yeah.
and it doesn't stain them, but all the rugs and stuff right
Yeah.
inside the doors and stuff, they actually had to pressure wash all of them to get the stuff out, where the other stuff, the normal stuff, they use a salt neutralizer, and it pulls it right out. They can use their extraction machines and spray it down, and then use the extractor, and it comes right out. The purple stuff wouldn't.
Ooh.
Oh
And
yeah.
we didn't order it that way. The company we get it from, the local company we get it from, that actually makes it, that's just the color they had on hand, and everybody that bought it from them, they actually returned it, reworked it, and recrushed it, and however they do it, and mixed it in, and it was fine. But yeah, a lot of people didn't.
Oh yeah, the college here, they demand their purple rock salt. Matter of fact, they fired him, and 2 months later, he had his job back with back pay because he sued him. He said, it was an emergency. They needed salt. You got to put salt down.
How the hell
But
can
you
you
can't
fire a guy
fire
because-
somebody
just
for
because
ordering
he didn't
salt
have
just because
purple
it's not
salt?
purple. Can't fire nobody for that. That's
Hey, there's some
They did.
companies
They
out
did
there
it.
that would be that dirty,
well, they hired him back because he sued him. Yeah, he was in the right.
right?
But
I tell you something, Cajun. FedEx does the same thing. They want purple rock salt. But if the distributor is out, you get what you can get rather than get sued. It's a hell of a lot cheaper to have regular rock salt to get sued if someone falls on their ass because you didn't put no salt down.
Right.
We actually have, in the years back, we had 3 housekeepers that got 3 days off without pay for sweeping ice melt away from doors.
Really?
Oh, I believe it. They should, for something like that. They should. I mean, that's a liability right there.
Yep, they complained because we were putting it down too heavy. We were expecting, the news said we were expecting a coating of ice, and we ended up getting almost a half an inch of ice. And as fast as the guys were going out and putting ice melt out in front of the doors, those 3 housekeepers were going out and sweeping it out like 6 feet away from the door, so it wouldn't track into their building. And
They didn't want to do it.
right. And when the supervisors found out about it, they told them to stop it, let it be. If need be, they'll send extra people around to help them clean. And the guys went out and put more stuff down. They weren't going excessive, They went out, swept it out again, and the supervisors went around and immediately take your stuff, clock out, go home. You got 3 days off.
That stuff is bad, though. I mean, they were tracking it in our store Friday
Right.
like crazy.
Right. But like Scott was saying, it's
It
better
is.
than a lawsuit from somebody slipping and falling.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I got a buddy of mine that fell about 5 years ago. He hasn't been back to work since. He can't walk hardly. I mean, he ain't crippled, but he can barely walk. That man's in a lot of pain. He's had back surgery 3 times, and he broke his leg when he did it. Oh, yeah, and he fell right on company property on company time. So he's been getting a nice fat paycheck. He said, but he'd still rather work to deal with the pain.
Yeah. Well,
hey, Brandon,
we have
Garrett?
what they call a zero tolerance. If it snows and it is on the sidewalks, it is to be removed.
Oh yeah.
That's why we buy over 50 ton of bulk rock salt for the parking lots and the main sidewalks every year.
You got to. I mean,
And that's why 90% of our vehicles are rusting out and they are not that old of vehicles.
Yep. So
Wow.
I got a little small rust cancer spot on my Jeep. Cause that Jeep was a northern Jeep. It didn't get drove a lot up north because it spent most of its winters down here in Louisiana. But every now and then you catch it caught a patch of snow with some salt, you know, on the roads, and that's why the whole undercarriage of the Jeep is not rusted out.
You
I
know
spent
what
all
the
the
best part is?
Winters down here. Huh?
The hard part about around here is it's finding a body shop that's willing to do rust repair.
Yeah.
Because I mean, especially on our vehicles, because they know it's only going to last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
They should fluid film those vehicles. They should. I love that. I swear by it.
We've had 2 of them that were fluid filmed when we bought them and kept up on it. They rusted out just as bad as what the other ones did. And it's just because of the sheer amount of salt that we drive in. We don't.
Guys use.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like they're going out in the roads and they get, regular road salt. I mean.
Oh, I know that, but I mean,
yeah.
Do they wash the vehicles off, or did they did they wash them off after they film, or they just just let the salt get on them?
They were washing them off every time they use them, everything.
That's why you don't wash them off. You put fluid film on, you just drive them. You're right. My car, I just go through and I just rinse off the outside, and in my truck, I rinse off the outside. I do not wash. The whole idea is not to wash it off and let it build up. Wash them in the spring.
Well,
My car wouldn't be white no more if I waited till spring.
If we get some good snows, I'll get you some pictures. The frames and stuff are literally caked with salt. Fluid film will not handle that.
Right.
Oh yeah, like I said, I don't take wash it off, but I put on extra heavy too. But no, it never had a problem with it. But also,
you know how like in your nooks and crannies, most people even with the fluid film, you get that little bit of dirt and stuff that sticks in the nooks and crannies. This is solid salt. It's crusted in there. So yeah.
Dang. It's occasion.
now I know a old man that did that.
What's that, Sandy?
I said, what are you up to today?
Well, I was taking a nap. Missy woke me up. I said, what time is it? She says it's like 15 after 6. And I'm like, well, let me go check my afternoon emails or whatever. And I said, Mark and Sandy ain't on. So I was going through this, and I got a little side panel thing. I dropped down and it said, Twisted Beat Twins live. I'm like, wow, I didn't know they were going live tonight. Okay.
Well, we wasn't going to. We was supposed to be at a awards banquet.
Right.
And that even got canceled because all the hospitals being so full around here, and they canceled it.
Okay.
Till everything calms down, because there's a lot of people that would have been there.
Okay.
And you really don't want to go and just sit with the mask on the whole time.
Right.
Don't blame me there.
So, well, I'll check the temperature. It's 63 right now.
That's still
got that little cold front coming through. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 80 for the high with rain. So it's going to be muggy, more than likely. If it doesn't rain, it'll be muggy. If it rains, it'll cool things off a little bit. Knock that humidity out of the air. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, supposed to get down like 35, 36. Then temperatures back up again.
But now is that 35, 36 at night and then back up during the day?
Yeah, 35 in the morning. Yeah, well, I say that morning lows. You know,
Yeah.
the coldest he'll get in the morning. Yeah. The other day we had what was it? Monday or Tuesday morning, Monday night, I think it was supposed. The highs was supposed to be 63 and then cooling down. The high was at 63 at 4 in the morning, and it started cooling down after that.
Okay.
At 4 in the morning, there was 63, and the front came through, and the temperature dropped. It dropped down to 30 degrees.
Ooh,
It dropped 35 degrees within 8 hours.
jeez. Hi, Dirtfoot Racing. How you doing?
Hey, Dirtfoot.
In other words, Mother Nature's bipolar, and she needs to get stoned or meds or something.
Something like that.
I know the other night we were sitting there and the lights were on in the park lot, and I was watching it and it started to turn white, turn whiter. And all of a sudden it started going black again. I was like, oh, please don't do this. I fell asleep for about an hour, woke up all of a sudden, and it's like about an inch and a half of snow. It's like, cool, that's what we need.
Oh, you was all ready for it, wasn't you?
Well, it's a pain in the ass when it's like that. They just pound the shit out of the roads with salt. And those of us in a plow truck, it's like you're sitting there for 8 hours doing absolutely nothing but staring at the road.
Well, yeah. But it gave you something to do.
I wasn't even expecting to do that. I wasn't actually going to get on it. I went down there and the mechanic said to the boss, here, send him down at 202. I got done and he's like, any problems? I said, of course not. He says, and that's the number one reason why I put you on a plow. I don't even have to worry about it.
See, they trust you.
Well, he said to me one time, it's like, I wish there was about 10 more of you I could put out there.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Steve Doolittle's in New York near me, probably.
Yeah, it says New York.
Yeah, I'm in near the PA New York border.
I'm kind of near the PA border, but I'm on the wrong side of the river.
Thomas Andrews, if I ate that much, I wouldn't be able to get up. 6 grilled cheese sandwiches, and a meatball sub. If I ate that much, I wouldn't be able to stand up.
Thomas, a big boy, yeah, he's a growing boy.
I don't think he's growing anymore, but if I ate that much, I wouldn't be able to stand up.
I know I couldn't eat the 6 grilled cheeses. Forget about the meatball sub.
No. I couldn't eat. If I ate 6 grilled cheese sandwiches, my toilet would be on strike.
No, you'd be calling Roto Rooter probably.
Call Roto Rooter.
No, it would. Yeah, I'd be on strike. My toilet would be on strike. It would. My toilet's on the second floor, the worst spot. So when you got a toilet up there, you don't want to plug it up there, because if that plugs up and it overflows, guess where it's coming right through? Your kitchen my kitchen ceiling. I don't really want to overflow a toilet upstairs. I had that happen once. When I had guests come in and they didn't bother. They plugged the toilet up, and rather than say anything, hey, you got a plunger? I plugged it up. No big deal. They didn't say nothing. They just. Yeah, overflowed. I'm sitting there cooking dinner, and here comes water up right through the center of my kitchen light. Big gobs of it, not no little. Like, what the hell? Run upstairs, and the toilet's running, overflowing. Had to shut the water off. I bet you I got 100 gallons of water through that kitchen light. Light sparked. Light went out. You're in the dark sitting there because the main breaker, and you're sitting there like, whoa, yeah. I'm trying to find a flashlight, and it's like, great. That was fun.
I made me
Yeah.
two peanut butter sandwiches for the other night. I put four bottles of water in. I put me one bottle of
Hey,
stuff
shut up.
in, two needles. That way, one at night, one in the morning, just in case, because you didn't know how long I was going to be out there.
Quiet.
And that's what my igloo had in it for the night.
You don't need any more beer, you beer hound.
I had leftover pork and sauerkraut that I had in the freezer. I took it out, warmed it up, and that's what I had for supper.
Oh, and that's the other thing I miss. Since that market ain't open, no more chicken pies, no more sausage pies, and no more beef pies till sometime in spring.
Why the
I
store
had
closed?
deer steak.
Really, Thomas?
Jeff, why did the store close?
They closed the one right here down the street from me because they don't get enough customers, they say, in the winter. But like the
Oh.
main store is over probably about 15 minutes away or so, over on like a state highway. That one's usually open year round. I don't know why all of a sudden this year it's not open.
Oh, okay. That little mom and pop place or something. Okay.
Yeah, it's a regular,
No.
like a regular
Oh,
farm
okay.
thing. They sell everything they grow.
Okay.
No, Thomas, it wasn't a brown shower. It was the main tank overflowed on the toilet. No, it wasn't that. They overflowed the main tank. No, it wasn't the bowl they overflowed. Thank God.
Scott, I was wondering how long it was going to take you to read that message.
No, it wasn't no brown shower. Believe me, if it was. But he tried my friend tried leaving. I said, "You ain't going nowhere. You've made this mess. You're going to help clean it up."
Well, talking
Thank
about
God I
brown,
got a floating floor.
talking about brown showers and stuff. Scott, you going back to white chocolate, man?
Yep.
Your friend last weekend,
Hey, I don't discriminate.
Well, what I know, but I'm just saying, I thought,
No, I don't discriminate. The chocolate did. She kind of discriminated. She didn't like my parents.
Why? Were they rude to her?
No, my father wasn't rude. My father liked everybody. She just my father's my father had a strong work ethic, and she when she'd go on disability for anything, she'd get for anything, and my father says, and like a couple times she thought I could call in sick because I had a cold or something, and my father said I didn't raise my son like that. She called in sick every time she got a cough. She'd call in sick. She sneezed one day in the morning. She'd call in sick, and my father just made some comment one time about that, and he says, "Well, if I called in sick every time I had a runny nose, I wouldn't work all winter long. Every time I go outside, I get a runny nose. So what? You're supposed to call in sick all winter?"
I agree with that, Scott. I got my father's worth ethics because we had a family-owned business. And there was no calling off.
No,
well, it's not just that, but it's just it's like me. I was out. I mean, I used to walk around with $400 or $500 in my pocket shoveling snow. It's just the way I was raised. You want something, you got to work for it.
I can. It's in my mind. I can remember my dad, even after my oldest brother moved out, was married. He called off one day, and I remember my dad leaving the shop, going there, and grabbing his ass out of bed and dragging him into work, and he was standing there all hungover, looking like death warmed over 3 times. And
Dad said, "Oh well." Huh?
He said, "You played your paying."
Well, if you have the flu bug or something like that, and you're like me, we used to have what I used to call our family tradition every year. Well, I'd get it, give it to my father. My father would get it or give it to me. Or it just went right through. We call it the wood glue cold. And we'd have this bright yellow mucus that looked like Elmer's wood glue, and it would come out in gobs. And that's why we call it the Elmer's wood glue cold. When you got that, you felt like you just went 10 rounds with Muhammad Ali and you couldn't barely move. That was probably the only time that we wouldn't work because you couldn't. You couldn't do anything. I mean, you were just coughing up phlegm like it looked like Elmer's wood glue. So that was the only. But normally, if you can walk, if you can talk, fart, and function and do your stuff, you just stay away from people and go in and do your job. It's just the way it was,
Well,
Yeah, but
we
now
owned a
you don't have that.
Yeah, we
What's
owned a
that?
meat market, so you had to be careful. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
that time was the brown bottle flu. So
Right.
the old man put it to him.
Yeah, if you had something like that, you didn't go in with your business. But if it was just, you had a headache, you don't call in sick for a headache.
Well, no.
And
But the
and
young kids nowadays do.
Yeah. Well, and
yeah.
I can remember a couple times my oldest brother, he cut the tips off of 2 fingers, just barely cut them off on a bandsaw. I think he took 1 or 2 days off to let it, scab over and stuff, and he did it. Then
That's
he
right.
cut himself at work, cut himself there, and a couple of days later he was back at work with stitches in his hand,
Right.
had it all wrapped up.
Well, what happened? What happened to meat market?
Federal inspection just got to be there at that time. At that point in time, it was the early 90s, and they were trying to shut down all the little mom and pop meat markets and forcing them to go to the big processed meat plants and stuff like that. And they were just asking for more and more stuff, and we fell within federal guidelines, but there was upgrades that they wanted done. Well, they put a too restrictive of a time limit on it, and if we would have to shut down, we couldn't stay open, and if we shut down, we had to come up to standard of reopening, and it wasn't worth the investment.
Yeah, it sucks.
I mean, we had a really good business and everything, and my brothers, they would have carried on with it, but the investment of doing all that, there wasn't a foreseeable payback.
Right.
We got a store up on in Big Flats here, so it used to be called Lamont's Grocery. This thing went back to the started in the late 40s, early 50s by the family. The house was connected to it, just like the old style. But anyways, the health department came in, and it was just your basic store. They had milk, bread, eggs, candy, pop, nothing made. You could buy toiletry stuff there. You need a plunger or something, even you could get it there. Just simple like everything. They harassed them the hell out of the floor. They were because they wanted a regular floor in there. This thing had a plywood floor that was painted. It didn't bother nobody else. They mopped it, they kept it clean, and they harassed them, and they said you got to have a regular tile floor like a regular store. And they wouldn't take no for an answer, and they so they finally put in a tile floor, and then they started giving them a hard time because the racks are made out of 2x4s and plywood. It's just like a back road country store. It was, the shelves were plywood, painted plywood and 2x4s. They wanted the metal shelves, and then they wanted this, and they wanted that, and they finally said, something, the hell with it. They just shut the store down now and opened it up for bottle returns.
Well, the big thing with our place was it was actually a slaughterhouse. We would bring live animals in, slaughter them, cut them up, sell them, the whole deal. Did custom butchering and everything else. The big draw of our store is the cutting area where we actually cut the meat, and where we bought it at, you could actually see us. I mean, if you wanted a fresh cut T-bone steak, you could see us do it right then and there.
That's how the slaughterhouses are down here.
And the regulations wanted separation between the cutting area and the sales area and everything else, and it's like,
Oh, yeah, that was type meat market. I could have shot a deer and brought it in. You guys would have butchered it.
Yeah, and I mean, you seen exactly what you were getting, And they said, well, you could put windows up. It's not the same, if you can't, and 90% of the people that come in knew us by name. They'd holler across and say, hey, Ken, can you cut that a little thicker than an inch? Sure. There you go. So, it was basically a, nothing to hide kind of area. And
Right.
they the federal inspection and stuff just, they didn't want that. So
Yeah, it's just
Well, it's not like that down here because now the kill floor,
yeah,
you can't see that from the front.
Right.
From the even where they cut, you can't see that. You got to go through doors and then through the cooler area and all that. Then out the back door, then you got your kill area and holding all that.
Right.
And the shaver for the hogs, they got a big rotary shaver back there, and then you just touch it up with a knife, where it don't get underneath the armpit or whatever. It's like that down here, though. You see them cut your meat. You can see them make the boudin. You can see them making the stuff in the casings with the boudin mixture. Yeah.
Yeah. See, our kill floor was separate from the cutting area. Our sausage kitchen was separate from the area. Our wrapping area where we did, the custom wrapping for like custom cut beef and stuff was separate. But the main area where we cut all the like steaks and hamburgers and pork chops and, all that kind of stuff was, you could see it right from the meat counter. So, and
still like that down here.
We had big cases full of smoked meats and pork and chicken and beef and, hot dogs and everything else. And,
yep. We had a shop like that called This Meat Market. I went up there. Me and my father both got lucky one year. We both got, total of 6 deer. we got 3 during hunting gunshot season and 3 during crossbow. It was amazing. We had so much deer meat was coming out our ass. My father went up there. Me and my father went up there. We took 2 of the deer up there and said, gave them to them. We said, and they asked what we wanted. My father said, I want as many hamburgers as you can get out of them damn things. They said, okay, no problem. Next day we came up. They said it'll be ready in the morning. We dropped them off in the morning, literally at like 10 o'clock in the morning. One day came back next day, and there it was. I think we had like 80 pounds of hamburgers, all wrapped individually, vacuum sealed individually.
Wow.
80 pounds worth. We had one deer, but we had a couple deer made in the roast and a couple made they made awesome venison sausage. Oh my God, was that good?
I think one of our best years we processed over 200 deer. And now, mind you, we would do those after hours, after our normal, meat cutting was done. And, you'd work 3, 4, 5 hours after that and then clean everything up for the next day. Sanitize, pressure wash, completely clean everything up, go home, go to bed, get back up, come back in, do it all over again. And, it was
Wow.
Did y'all have the USDA guys over there doing tests on the liver and stuff like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Every kill day, we killed on Mondays and Wednesdays. We did custom kill on Mondays, did our in-store meat on Wednesdays, and USDA was there the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
They got
some
2
of those
cars.
old butcher shops I love.
2 cars will be at the slaughterhouse over here in town. Well, it's right on the edge of town. Mm-hmm. They'll have 2 USDA cars. Sometimes there's one to pick up another one. So sometimes there's 3 guys there, 3 workers, or sometimes just 2. I guess it depends on what the kill allotment is for that day, because they kill every day over there. They got to, that's a huge business, because they sending out swinging meat in trucks, or trucks are coming over to pick up swinging meat from them and then go to their little mom and pop place so they can custom cut.
Yeah, we had one store at one time that would get three hogs a week, and all they were was butchered or killed, gutted, and dehaired.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes he would get them skinned, sometimes he wouldn't, and then they'd come pick them up, and they would sell them in their store.
Right.
But we made all of our own lunch meats, hot dogs. You know, the only thing we didn't do in store was chicken, poultry. We bought our poultry. So,
Right. Came in on a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, resell it. That's how it is over here too with their poultry.
Now we did during Thanksgiving and stuff. We did do turkeys. We didn't butcher them. We had a local processor that would process them specifically for us. We would buy, 40, 50, 60 turkeys of various sizes. We'd always take like pre-orders, like say Sandy wanted a 30-pound turkey. We would tell the processor, hey, we need 6 30-pound turkeys, X amount of this size, and then, all that. Swinging meat is after you kill it, gut it, skin it, and then either half or quarter it. That's what swinging meat is. That's what a swinging.
Kind of like in the Rocky movie where he goes in the meat market and hits, right? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or in Predator. I think it was
Yep.
Predator 2 when the Predator was in the city. And they had these big meat lockers, and Predator was stealing some of the halves or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that was a slaughterhouse right there, and that was swinging meat. All those half of cows.
Yep. And like if you
That's
would
tough.
buy,
It's hard.
like if you would buy like a half a beef from a place, they'll sell it to you at what they call hanging weight, and that's what the weight is of it hanging there, unprocessed. So you're paying for all the extra bone, fat, all the trimmings, stuff like that.
Right.
So you're not paying for it post processed, which means cut into steaks and everything. They don't weigh it then and then charge you. It's what the hanging weight is, and
Right.
and there's X amount of loss. So their price for processing that hanging reflects that. They're not trying to cheat you. It's easier
Right.
to weigh a half a beef and say, okay, this is 800 pounds. We're going to charge you $3.99 a pound. How do you want it cut up?
Yeah, that's why I like that Zis meat market there. They do, when I went down there, they asked you what you want, and they did it. It's like when we took those deer, we told them we want them both made the hamburgers. They were made in hamburgers, and they individually wrapped that. We didn't even ask them; they just individually wrapped and vacuum sealed each one. It was awesome.
Yeah. Like when we did deer, just to have it processed without like smoked sausage or without having sausage made out of it or anything, it was, X price. If you wanted sausage made out of it, that was an additional charge. And I don't know how anybody else does it, but unless you had like a whole deer made into sausage, 3 or 4 or 5 people's deer would get mixed together and make sausage, because you can't make 5 pounds of sausage. There's so much loss from the grinding process to the making the sausage to smoking it. You start out with 10 pound of meat, you may only get 7 pound of product afterwards. It doesn't.
How much do you think they charge us to turn those 2 deer into hamburgers, individual hamburgers?
How long ago was it?
We're talking about 10 years ago.
I'm gonna guess probably right around $100 or $110 a deer.
Yep. And it was awesome. It was actually but no one does it anymore. Not around here.
Well, the reason for that is because a lot of places were getting uh, illegal deer in and not reporting it. See, when we took a deer in, we had to have the tag, which at the time they were metal tags.
Right.
Yeah.
That tag had to stay with the meat through the whole process. When that thing come up to the cutting room after it was skinned, that tag had to be laying there. Once it got cut up and put into and wrapped and put into the freezer, that tag had to be with that meat. We couldn't just have it in a box
Right.
with their paperwork. It had to be with the meat. And at any
Now, what
point
if I hit a deer like I did one time a couple years ago? I hit a deer in my truck, and I said, "Well, you took me, you wrote, and that thing I got released from a cop. Did you process that?"
Yes, but we have to have that paper that the cop gave you saying that it was a roadkill deer.
Yeah.
And if the game warden would walk in, and they did at any point in time, and say, "We want to see your processing," they could walk down into the cooler, and if that deer did not have that tag hanging on it in the cooler, we could get in trouble. The people that brought it in could get in trouble. If they walk into the freezer, if it's not with the meat in the freezer, we could get in trouble. If it's not laying there accessible while we're cutting that deer up, and we couldn't cut like 3 deer up at a time. Each one had to be done individually. The only time we were allowed to not have that is when we were making the sausage, and if we were combining 3 or 4 deer, the tag had to be there, but it had to prove that those 3 were what we're doing.
Right. Hi, Shell. How are you?
Hi,
Hey,
Shell.
Shell.
Yeah, it's I miss those old style mom and pop style stores and that. I mean, it's like that old store that had plywood floor. Who cares if it was a bad old country store? Who cares if it had plywood floor?
Right.
We need to
It
go
wasn't
back
raw
about
wood.
45 years to the way things was at one time.
And the other funny thing is that game warden can track that meat to your house, and you have to produce that tag.
Right.
So all you deer hunters out there, don't get rid of that tag. Make sure it's someplace that's close to that meat, because for some ungodly reason, if one of your neighbors or somebody says, "Hey, he's taking a legal deer," and the game warden shows up to your house, and you're supposed to have 15 pounds of meat from X place, and you've got 40 pounds, they want to know where that meat come from.
Oh yeah. I believe me. When we took when we had those 6 deer in the back end of a truck, but they to get processed the one time they wanted to know we got followed in by a game warden, like why is there 6 deer in the back end of your truck?
And even if you process it at home, they still have the right to want to see your deer tag.
Right.
Yeah, but they're not going like our family farm. If I want a deer, I can go out there right now. I can go out there. I got nuisance permits. I can go out there and shoot one right there, and right now take it in the house and butcher it up. Believe me, they're not stupid enough to come in my property.
But by the letter of the law, at least here in Ohio, even if you have a nuisance permit, you still have to fill out paperwork saying where you got it, when you got it, what date, time, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I have to do that too.
And that paperwork has to be with that deer in the freezer or somewhere accessible like that, proving that that's the deer you took.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know that part, but they ain't stupid enough to come on your property and demand something like that. They get laughed at.
Oh,
Be on the other end of the gun.
Few years back, there were some guys that had nuisance permits, and they thought they were slick by, taking more deer than what they were allowed, and they were selling the meat and not giving people tags. And it's like, well, the game wardens found out about it, and they went, and there's some people in jail for it. Yeah,
you can probably get 2 or 3 years in jail for something like that.
and not so much the jail time. It's, you know, losing all your firearms and your hunting privileges and everything else that goes with it. The jail time's minimal. It's everything that goes with it.
Oh yeah, but still going 2 or 3 years for basically it's almost like poaching almost. You don't need that.
That's what it is. It's poaching. But I mean, you can actually lose your right to own a firearm for the rest of your life.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, for a deer.
If you are riding in a boat, you know, they have circumstances about having, you know, firearms in a boat. Okay, like you know, side holstered.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, that'll be, you know, loaded, but it's on the empty cylinder. But anyhow, put it this way: if you just so happen to have a mile 12 gauge, and you see a deer on the levee, and you pop Bambi right there, and you go back to the boat ramp trying to sneak that out, that deer's in your boat. That boat is hooked to your truck. A game warden comes up on you. Your guns get impounded, confiscated, and you never see your guns again. Your boat and your truck's gonna get confiscated, and you ain't gonna see that neither.
And everything in that boat and truck.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
That's how hard they are down here on that. On truck.
And I don't know how it is in other states either, but I know here in Ohio, don't dare shoot a deer that's standing in water, whether it's a little creek or a lake or a pond. Don't dare shoot it.
Federal?
No.
They will. That is. I forget. There's a term for it, but you are not allowed to shoot a deer that is even if it's standing water, like a small pond and it's only up to their knees, they can still walk. That is unfair, or some unfair hunting practice or something like that they cannot escape.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so you can shoot them going into the water. You can shoot them coming out of the water. But if they are standing in the water, standing in a creek, even a creek that's up just past their ankles, do not shoot that son of a bitch, because if the game warden sees you, you are in trouble.
Oh yeah.
And
But hey,
there's some
guys, I'm going to end this stream here. I'm going to go check on Mark and see how he's doing.
All right.
Maybe he
Tell him I
might
said
be
hey.
sleeping. If we go to breakfast in the morning, we'll
Okay.
give you a call.
Okay. Yeah, just text me. I won't go early, so.
Yeah. Yeah, whoever said that, I think that's every state.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a federal law or just here in Ohio, but I know there were some guys back when I was young and hunting that were taking pot shots at a deer to try to scare it out of the water, and they got trouble.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody in the
Oh,
chat, thanks for coming in. And we'll see you next Saturday.
And everybody check out Brandon's live. Everybody check out Brandon's live stream. It's coming up here in about a half an hour or so.
All right. Everybody take care, and thanks for the thoughts and prayers and everything. And we'll catch you guys next week. And Ed goes tomorrow night at 7.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys then. Cajun, do your sign off.
All righty. Thank you for having me up, Miss Sandy. And as always, everybody, love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later. Pluta.
See ya.
Puta.